Welcome back, everyone. I'm Peter Clausey with Investor News. Very excited today to have a new guest, a company I know nothing about. So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, and I hope to know a lot more by the time we're done. We're here with Geoff Benic from, let me get it right, Safe Supply Streaming Company, trades on the CSE under SPLY, right?
That's correct.
Well, welcome aboard. Can you give me the 30-second overview of the company? What do you do?
Yeah, so look, we're a harm reduction company focusing in on the fentanyl crisis. As everyone knows, it's a big issue right now, not just because of the tariffs and whatnot, because it's killing a lot of lives. So we do a lot of harm reduction testing in around fentanyl, xylene, and we also have a pretty neat drink spike date rape test kit as well.
All right. Testing to me sounds like you're taking blood, which is not scalable. So I have to be wrong, right?
Yes, correct. It's
Okay.
a simple, it's a forensic test that's done with a little thimble of water with whatever you're indulging with and a strip, and within literally seconds you'll know whether or not you have tainted drugs.
So this is designed then for the market that uses fentanyl to warn them if the fentanyl they're using is going to kill them.
No, this is geared to the unassuming consumer who does not know that they're consuming fentanyl, which will kill them. So our goal is to stop them from consuming tainted drugs
Okay.
they're not aware of.
How do you accidentally consume fentanyl?
Well, you'd be amazed at how some of these bad guys and girls are tainting their drugs and selling them to their consumers. It just blows my mind, Peter, on why you'd want to kill your customer, especially a good paying customer, but it happens every day.
Okay. So these are illegal drugs that are being tainted with fentanyl?
Yeah, I mean, in some cases, they're illegal drugs. In some cases, they're legal drugs. When I say legal, that they're sold behind the counter as OxyContin, as an example, that has been remanufactured to look like Oxy, but it's not, and instead it's a knockoff which has dangerous fentanyl in it. So people that think that they're taking a painkiller drug that they buy over behind the counter through a
Yeah.
script are buying tainted drugs.
So how under the tongue, sublingual? How do we do this?
Whichever way you consume your drugs. If it's cocaine, then it's up your nose. If it's some painkiller, it's
Yeah, but I want to be testing my drugs before they go in my body.
that's exactly the point, Peter, and that's what we're doing. So we're giving people the tools that they need to be able to test whatever they're going to consume, whether it's through the nose, digest it, shoot it, whatever it is, we're going to give them the tools they need to test it before they do it.
Are you a regulated drug in any jurisdiction?
So we're not a regulated drug, but the incredible thing about our strips is that they were once considered drug paraphernalia, and you would go to jail, Peter, if you were caught with these strips. And you think about it,
Wow.
these strips were here to save lives, and instead you'd go to jail for using them, right? But in 2024, they've now become declassified, deregulated. They're legal in every state and every province in Canada and every state in the US, and we're saving lives.
You're going to need a massive distribution system, right?
And we're working on it. We already have one with Green Lane in the US, which is a hits on about 5,000 doors today across the US. We got a really robust sales network out there that's direct to consumer, as well as we have someone right now in the state of California where a drink spike test is the law. What does that mean?
Yeah, yeah. I find that really interesting because I taught the daughters how to punch somebody in the face if they were at a bar and they didn't like their drink. I think your solution might be a little better.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, I have two daughters as well, and I punched whoever in the face too that spiked their drinks. But look, at the end of the day, every bar and or establishment that serves alcohol for takeaway or on-site consumption by law has to have these tests, has to have these tests, has to have these tests on hand
But
to
they just kind of they sit on top of the bar and you can pick one for free.
No, I mean you got to ask your server for
Okay.
them or whoever, and they got to be able to provide them for you. And Peter, I just want to throw a stat out there that nobody's aware of. The stat is one whereas that 50% of all date rape actually happens to males, not in the true sense of being physically raped, but in the sense that they're sitting at the hotel lobby bar during a conference or a business trip, and they get their drink spiked, and the next thing you know, they're waking up in their hotel room with minus their Rolex watch, minus their credit cards, minus everything, right? So,
Huh.
and that happens all the time.
I haven't heard that stat, but when you explain it, it makes sense.
Yeah, happens all the time.
All right. So I'm assuming that the is your Salesforce internal or are you using third party?
So we use a hybrid between a third party, which is through Greenlane, our relationship with Greenlane. They're a distributor of the past of just cannabis kind of peripherals, rolling papers, bongs, et
Hmm.
cetera, cartridges. And hence now they're moving into harm reduction as they see it as a huge opportunity. Plus, we're going direct to consumer with your typical Shopify, Amazon Prime, and then ultimately just showing up at bars with a mobile workforce and mobile sales force, sorry, and selling these things.
That's a hard way to sell, man. Bar by
Yeah,
bar
yeah, but Peter, it's law now. These bars have to have them, right?
in
They have to
California,
have them, right?
right?
And
In California.
you walk in the state of California, and they're trailblazers there, Peter. And what usually starts in California ends up in Toronto, Ontario, or Vancouver, BC, or wherever. And look, at the end of the day, a lot of these bars still don't know it's a law. So when you show up there and you show them it's law, they're more than happy to help out and buy and
So
purchase.
I imagine it costs money to create the kits, costs money to ship the kits. So you must need working capital and you must consume working capital.
So look, at the end of the day, we're out there raising money. We're going to raise $2 million here in short order. A million, and again, we're waiting for the valuation of the stock to pick up. We're getting our story out there. It's exciting. It's resonating. It's front page news. Thanks to what's going on with the tariffs and Donald Trump's position on fentanyl and the fact that he knows it kills people and he wants to put an end to it. So we're waiting for our share price for the news to get up, share price to climb up a little higher, so we can do a much less dilutive raise.
So I'm assuming you have an investment banking and or retail house helping you in Canada.
Yes, we do.
Who is it?
We have Arcstone helping us out here in Canada, and we've got a pretty big Bay Street institution that's coming in to write the first big check, and you'll hear about them and you'll know who they are, and a lot of people get behind them. They like the story.
It's an exciting story. I've been in the markets over 30 years and I can't remember hearing a harm reduction story.
Yeah, look, it's unique. Its position and timing is everything. It's unfortunate that it's taken this long to get to it, but there's been so many things that have happened, Peter, along the way to get here from deregulation, declassification, and people really realizing when you have 70,000 people dying every year from fentanyl overdose in the U.S. and call it 20 in Canada. It's a problem. It's the equivalent of, a 777 falling out of the sky every day. And we all know if that happened, the FAA in the US would probably halt every plane till they figured out what the heck was going on. But it's a serious problem. I think Donald Trump has put a big magnifying glass on it now. And it's really it's time to get the awareness up. And I got to tell you, if I were a parent, a grandparent, a brother, a sister, an aunt, a friend, I would be making sure that especially some of these millennials going to college and off to college first year out, making sure that they knew about these, had these, and as part of their back to school kit, whether it be the drink spite or the fentanyl test kits, because it just takes that one time, that one mistake, just takes one mistake, and your life's over.
And
And fentanyl kills at the smallest dosage.
and this isn't your first go around running a public company.
No,
right?
my first one is I ran a medical cannabis company, which was TSX Venture Company of the Year 2018 across all channels. We traded a lot of stock, and we moved the TSX Venture to a point that we were TSX Venture Company of the Year that year across, like I said, all channels. So look, I understand what it takes to run a public company. I understand what it is to not be a cash barbecue, prudent with shareholder capital, get the best bang for their buck, create value, shareholder value through execution. And what is execution? Right place, right time, at the right price. And that's what we're doing here with the right product.
I'm curious. I'm going to go do my research on you. I love doing interviews where I know nothing. And thank you for educating me. I've got a lot of work to do to check on it. This is Geoff Benic from Safe Supply Streaming, trades on the CSC under the symbol SPLY.
Thanks, Peter. Looking forward to another discussion sometime soon.